Pass the mic to a killer, he get the slaying. I'm Kakarot, all of my bros is Super Saiyan. We stacking blocks, protect the basket, you in the playing. We at the Mecca, hit the game winning shot like I'm Jalen. Manifesting energies, praying for my enemies. Taking vacays in the keys, working on our synergy. Changing up my wardrobe, never my identity. Smoke until I got a...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Infinity.
Welcome back to the God of Knicks podcast. I'm your host, Apollo Reed. I'm here with my cousins, both of the cousins, Rick Derula and Tune, and we got Dylan Becker from Fireside Knicks here today with us. How you guys doing, man? Talk to me. How you guys feeling? Anybody can go first. Doesn't matter. Anybody can go first. I'm sorry about that, bro.
I'll go first since I'm the guest here, but I'm doing good, man. You know, we're here to talk about the first two games from the Knicks this year. The first two games were exciting, and I'm really excited to just really dive into it and talk about it some more. So yeah.
How about you, Rick? How you feeling, man?
I mean, as far as the East goes, like we played against two of the top East teams, and not only did we win, we beat them.
Yeah.
15 points here, 20 points here. We look like we about to win this whole thing.
That's pretty bad. And also, I know you were under the weather last week. You feeling a little bit better now?
100% better. Yeah.
Good. How about you, Tim? How you feeling, man? Talk to me. How you?
I'm all right. Alive.
All right. Okay.
Knicks on 2-0.
Pretty down. Okay. Shout out to the chat. Rob 42680 said, "You're what's going on, my guy? What's going on?" He said, "Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese the Aki way." He said, "Them 2 wins cure any sickness." That's a fact.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a fact.
Knocked it straight out.
Definitely a fact. So, of course, the Knicks played the first game, of course, against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we beat them 119 to 111. Let's talk about that game real quick. I know there was some guys out on both ends. Of course, it wasn't. We were missing Josh Hart and Mitch on this side, and they were missing what's his name? DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter and Darius Garland. So I mean they were missing some guys. We were missing some guys, but for the majority of the game, outside of the third quarter, of course, with Donovan Mitchell did pretty much anything he wanted. That was our game. We pretty much we had everything under control. So I mean, being that was the first game, and there were, of course, some guys out, but there was some flow. Jalen didn't shoot that great that game. I guess Jalen, what was it, 5 for 18? I think he shot that game. 5 for 18. It was 28%. But the guys still look pretty good. Like, for most of the game, we controlled the pace. We were getting up and down the court, which starts on the defensive end, which is something that I've been noticing was one of the biggest differences this year is how we rotate on defense. It's just been a lot faster and sharper. And there were just certain things that I'm seeing. It's just like, whoa, I thought Tom Thibodeau was the defensive coach. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like weird to see these kind of things happen so fast. I know it's pretty early, but still, just the rotations with guys and how fast it just happens. It's very seamless. But these guys they looked a lot better on both sides of the floor. We really controlled the pace. Like I said, Donovan Mitchell did his thing, but from you guys' point of view, I'll start with you, Rick. How did you feel about the game with the Cleveland Cavaliers?
I always thought that the Cleveland Cavaliers are a good team because they know how to rotate and pass the ball. But I feel like that's one thing that we've picked up this year. We know how to pass the ball a lot quicker. We find the open man and we get the best shooter to take the shot. And I feel like that is what's going to take us over the top. We did not win any of the games, I guess, against Cleveland in the regular season last season. And here we go. We start the season and we knock them out. Mm-hmm. You did mention that there were people out on both sides, yeah. But even Mobley, who was playing out of control, when Mitch is in the game, he won't play like that. So it's just like even though there was people out, when people come back in, like I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it's still gonna be close.
Right. Just from the way it looked, how they played, it doesn't look like they'll be. I mean, don't get me wrong, Darius Garland's a really, really good player.
Yeah, absolutely.
And DeAndre Hunter he's also a good player.
He is.
But
he got a chip on his shoulder too. So
yeah, he does. But the thing that I noticed is, like I said, it was just scheme, and just how that went. So, Dylan, talk to me, man. How do you feel about that game versus the Cavaliers?
Yeah, the Cleveland game was definitely encouraging, and like I know we said that they were missing some guys. Garland did not play, Max Strus didn't play either. DeAndre Hunter obviously did not play, but we were missing some guys too. Hart did not play, Mitchell Robinson did not play. Cat was playing on a quad injury, so we were just as limited as they were. And either way, I was more impressed with the process of the offense. I know the efficiency wasn't quite there. I think they shot like 38% from the floor on opening night or something like that, or maybe like 40%. Whatever it was not a high percentage. They definitely could have been more efficient, but the process was there. They were getting a lot of clean looks. They were moving the ball well, which is all the things Mike Brown has really emphasized over the summer and all that stuff. We know he is a kind of coach that really preaches that, moving the ball around and getting up a lot of threes, which are two things that the Knicks did not do enough of last year. And I think that we've already seen just in these first two games, but especially in that Cleveland game, as we're talking about this one specifically, you saw it right away. The ball was moving around a lot. Guys were getting threes up. And I think the obvious, most important thing that I haven't even mentioned yet, the rotation was deeper. Tom Thibodeau probably plays 8 guys in a season opener like that last year. And we saw 11 guys, not only in the game in total, but we saw 11 guys appear in the first quarter, which I think was pretty, impressive. I mean, I don't expect every single game to look like that. There will probably be some games where maybe only 9 guys play or maybe 10 guys play, but that 10th guy plays like 5 minutes or something like that. But the fact that Mike Brown was willing to get some of these other guys in and kind of see what they could provide, that's huge because, we actually have depth this time around. Last year, they didn't really have as much depth. I mean, we asked for Cameron Payne, Precious Achiuwa, and DeLon Wright to provide us, quality minutes, which going from that to the bench unit we have now with, Jordan Clarkson there, Deuce McBride's still there, Josh Hart when he's healthy moving to the bench, and of course Gershon Yabusele and whoever else they throw in as a 10th guy. That's already a much deeper bench. You know what I mean? So now that we actually have that depth and Mike Brown's willing to see what he can get out of the guys he's got, I'm impressed with that. I'm happy that he's doing that. It also takes a load off of the starters as well. You're not seeing Mikal Bridges playing 40 minutes on opening night like we did, a year ago or all that stuff, all those other games where he played like 40 plus minutes when he really did not need to. Hopefully we don't see that anymore under Mike Brown. Obviously, 2 games in, it's hard to really draw a fine conclusion, but I'm encouraged by what I've seen so far. I already feel much better about this team this year coming in than I did last year coming in, because last year we got smoked by Boston on opening night. It was very much easy to be very discouraged by what we saw from that last year. And as you guys point out too, 0-8 against Cleveland and Boston and 0-10 against the top 3 teams in the league last year, and they've already got 2 wins against the top 2 teams this year, well, you get the point, like from last year. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. So we're in a good spot already, and I'm encouraged by it. So
yeah, man. Yeah, it's a night and day difference. It's kind of crazy. So we have Andre Jalil has joined us today. He ain't thinking. No, don't hide behind the brim. Don't hide.
Josh,
man. Don't do this, man. What's going on?
We got to talk to Josh. Let him know. Oh, we on?
Oh yeah. Oh, we on? Yeah.
Oh,
nice to see you, big bro. This is
what's up, kid?
My big brother.
Hey, how do I sound? Because my audio thing ain't working, but it's going through my computer. How it sound?
You sound good. I
sound good?
You sound good, man.
Sound good. You want to say hi to Uncle Josh real quick?
sound good, bro.
Look, her lip quivering like she don't know what to say. She like,
look, come say hi. What's going on?
Come say hi, punk. She's like,
Like, no, cool. Tell Uncle Josh say hi.
I'll say hi.
Oh God.
Oh, here we go. Oh God, he said, oh God.
Be right back. No, go ahead. Stay upstairs.
Yeah, she sounds just like Josiah. It's so crazy. So, what's going on, Dre? Talk to me. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Well, we 2-0.
We 2-0.
I heard Dylan was talking about how last year we lost to Boston that first game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We just turned over a new leaf this year, boy. Oh, she wanted to look. Now she got to come on. Look, yeah. Show them what time it is, punk. Show them what time it is.
She got a Knicks hat. Hey, what's up, Larry?
Knicks hat.
She had to hit the 50 real quick.
What's
Yeah.
up? Look,
I
My
got it.
lyric.
you got the bashful face on. Tell us,
She's watching the game down here. I think the Philadelphia Charlotte game. I told her that's where Uncle Josh is down there in Charlotte.
Ellen Charlotte, man. Yeah, down me, man. So, first of all, before we tune, I wanted you to get to your Cleveland point, and then we can hit Dre's as well. But hit the chat real quick. We got Carbon Intellect. What's going on, my guy? How you doing? He said peace and abundance to Apollo, Rick, Tune, and Dylan. Of course, Dre. Now this is
Carbon Intellect is he's the man forever, man. He the
my
bro.
guy.
What's good? It was good.
My guy Izzy. I've known him since like grade school, man. It's kind of crazy. That's my guy. He said tips cost us a shot at the chip. Yeah, it was kind of close, man. I think that was a battle of the coaches because I feel like it could have went either way. Obviously, it tilted their way, but we definitely got out coached in my opinion. In that series.
I mean, like Dylan just said, like look at the bench we had.
Yeah, the bench. Also, the bench is completely different. They went deep in their bench. You know what I'm saying? All series long.
Yeah, we got these dudes who's logging 40-minute nights. It's like, come on.
It's ridiculous. And
Multiple
you run
nights.
the 7-8-man rotation.
Yeah, come on. Already you see the new coach. He got like 11 dudes playing, and we winning.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
And we didn't have all our starters. Like, come on, B. We looking a lot better.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I
he said Tibbs punching there right now. Is that hold on. He said Drake.
Rah-rah?
Rah-rah. I feel like that's why is it showing us the other names? I'm not sure why it's doing that. I feel like that's Raul. It might be Raul, as it says Rah-rah. It's probably Raul, obviously. Carbon Intellect said, "Oh shit, Dre 2 shows in a row. Early we win in the
This shit, boy. Yeah.
Like everybody said, Dre 2 shows in a row must be a blue moon out there. Hey man, you got to keep it up. See?
The weekend.
You got to keep
I ain't working.
It's the weekend. See, and that's the thing. We do it on the weekend. We get Dre, but we miss Joe. We do it during the week. We get Joe, but we miss Dre. So you know what I mean. It's we gotta change it up. Get Joe in here too.
Joe can't do weekend.
He can't do weekends. He works. He's at work right now. He's literally he works overnight. So
he working.
shout out to Joe. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you. So Xavier Marson in here. Yeah. What's going on? My guy. And then he said, "Yeah, it's Raul." Of course, yeah, we know it's you, Raul. We know. So anyway, Toon, talk to me about the Cavs game, the first game of the season.
Oh no, let Big Bro go. Big Bro, let Big Bro go.
Oh, he's here. Like, go ahead.
Yeah.
You got the energy. Go ahead. Talk, Jay.
No, I mean as far as what the first game and then the second one.
Just the first game right now. We just getting
Cavs game.
Yeah.
I think it was looking good. You know, I don't know. I don't remember anything specifically.
Right.
I just glad we got the W. They looked like they was mounting a little comeback. I started to get nervous. I'm like, we doing our typical New York thing. But they start making a comeback. I'm ready to turn the channel. I'm going like this. Like, I don't know if I want to watch. But they pulled it off. And I'm like, I'm happy to see that they pulled it off because we get those convention leads. We up 15, 20 points. And I'm like, are they killing them? The next thing you know, we up 6. It's just like, here we go. Yeah. Like I said, Knicks have a thing for making it look interesting.
Yeah, always.
So they always make the game interesting. But I'm happy we got the W out of there. Like I said, it's early.
Mm-hmm.
When we win the way we won that game, it looks convincing. If it's like a win by one, it's like it could go either way.
Yeah.
But the Knicks look like they got it, man. It's exciting to see that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tune. Talk to me, man.
It's definitely excited. No, I'm happy so far. As far as like game one goes, the biggest takeaways was the aggressiveness from Kolek. I'll give him his flowers first. The rotations, the ball movement, even Jordan Clarkson. Like Jordan Clarkson's never been known for a defensive player, and the fact that the team has been doing that whole defensive player of the game award, which I think is really dope. It shows a camaraderie, or however you say that. I wasn't educated well, speech impediment. But the togetherness that they have is really dope. And when you see a team come together like that, it just shows like they really in for one another. Pause. And that's
one.
I'm really excited for what we're gonna be seeing this year. Definitely. I know Tibbs when Spider was coming back, Tibbs was in the front of his TV like this, like
rubbing his hand. He was like, "Yeah."
What's that about with Tibbs visiting all these other teams? He's visiting the Celtics.
I was gonna bring that up. You saw the video I sent, right?
Yeah, like what's that about? What's he doing? And I saw the title of it said that he was like, when he lost the job, I guess he felt like you know, I don't know.
Slighted,
you know,
I
like,
guess. Yeah.
he turned to a bitter baby mama. That's what he did.
Of course.
yeah. So now he's trying to give him the playbook, but it's not his playbook anymore. So it ain't like what you gonna tell him.
I mean, my thing is I totally understand him being upset. Like I get it because you know you got the team to the Eastern Conference Finals. You know
they should have got farther than that though, but because of him, yeah. Sure.
You absolutely could have. You absolutely got our coach. Like there's no question about it. You got our coach
without a doubt, and he's always going to be out coach. I don't care where he goes.
Yeah, you got our coach.
It was the moment when I never forget where Rick Carlisle looked over at the bench. It reminded me of that movie Rebound. I don't know if y'all ever seen it with Martin Lawrence, and Martin Lawrence had that tall, doofy looking kid on his team, and he was taller than everybody. And the other team was so nervous. They're like, oh, man, like he like a 7-footer compared to them. Once they realized that kid was soft, they said, bingo, got him. And that's what Rick Carlisle did to the Knicks. Got him. We good.
Yeah. It was kind of – and it was weird because for one game, he changed the lineup up. He used guys. He actually used Campaign and DeLon Wright for an extended period. And we won a game. And I was like, okay, he's figured something out. He's learning, and then the next game he went right back to like it literally lasted a night. Like it's crazy how you didn't even try to do it again at all. So that I think that's always going to be his Achilles heel, no pun intended. You know, because you know obviously, you know.
Didn't Campaign get dropped from the team he signed with?
So campaign no. So DeLon Wright went to Indiana. He got knocked out somehow on the court.
He got knocked out?
Yes. Knocked out. Like
he got knocked out on the court.
Yeah.
He got knocked out on the court. Somebody
what you mean? Like wait, during the game?
Yeah, I think it was diving for a ball.
It was a collision. He collided with a defender.
Oh, it was a collision.
He collided with a defender and he
just hit the floor harder.
Got a concussion.
Yeah.
Oh,
Campaign collided.
No, DeLon Wright.
No, DeLon Wright collided.
DeLon Wright
with Campaign.
No,
campaign.
No.
DeLon Wright. Campaign. Listen, at this moment, Campaign is at home. Okay. Let's leave him at home.
So he got. I bet. So he got benched. That's it.
Yeah, DeLon Wright.
This was the reason he got sent. All right, so cool. That's a whole other.
No. Yeah, it's something else.
So DeLon Wright he ran into somebody.
He signed with them, and during the game with the Indiana Pacers, he
got put to sleep.
Somebody
got fired.
You got knocked. And got fired.
And got fired. On top of that,
we can't have you running into people that have accidents like that. Yo, give him this check, man. No, I don't want to talk to you.
They fired him. They fired him. They dropped him, and then they picked up Campaign.
Gotcha.
And then Campaign went over there and got dropped
and lost his job.
So it was kind of.
This is what we had last season.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then don't forget, Precious went back to his roots to Miami, where he got drafted, and then he got fired.
And
he got cut.
He got cut.
This is what we had last year. All right, so it ain't all Tibbs' fault. We had a couple bombs, a few.
Yeah, man.
I mean, Campaign. I mean, it was puzzling from the beginning to see why Campaign got cut. Remember when he got cut? Everybody was like, "What? Why'd he do that? What's this about?"
He said Xavier Marshall said Dre just want Campaign to get knocked out.
I was like wondering. I didn't know what happened. I was like, I guess it would make sense. Like he hit
Campaign.
But by
who lives on Drury Lane? No, she's married to
Drury Lane.
Muffin Man. Oh, she's married to
the Muffin Man. That's exactly how he was like Campaign. Anyway, so I'm sorry, guys. This is how it goes, Dylan. This is just we have fun. We just mix in there every now and then, bro. Xavier Marshall said, "I feel like we signed Cat He was on his way out unless he got to the finals. Who? Wait, I feel like we signed Cat. He was on his way out. Oh, Tibbs.
Oh,
Yeah, he was on his way out.
It wasn't Cat Tibbs guy. I would feel like I feel like if we didn't have Tibbs, we would never get Cat.
I wouldn't say that
I wouldn't
because
say he's a Tibbs guy.
Nah.
this is back
I
to
think
back.
they used
where-
Tibbs for that trade. That's what happened. They used Tibbs for that trade. They said, "Yo, he gonna want Cat. Let's get Cat in
Nah,
here.
they
Once we
they
get Cat,
didn't
we
really,
get him out.
they
We
didn't
fire him."
necessarily have the greatest like send off.
relationship.
Yeah, relationship when they were in Minnesota, from what I heard. Like he was cool with him, but I don't think that it was.
Yeah, they had like a little beef there.
Yeah, it was
remember.
it was going on. It was weird because he was also
I think the beef.
coach, and he was the coach, and also
He coached him for his best season, for his best like couple years or something. I think statistically it was
no,
best
but
year.
I mean Tibbs at one point was the coach and the GM, I believe, or something like
team
that.
did
Wasn't he a coach and the GM over there?
He was.
And then they got rid of that, and then they made him just a coach. I don't know. It was weird, but their relationship has been rocky. It was never. He wasn't.
I'm sorry to derail the conversation about Tibbs. I'm sorry about that, man.
No, it's fine. It's always going to be part of every conversation this year. Unfortunately for Tibbs, no matter how good or bad this goes, Tibbs will be tied to the
The
conversation.
comparison is always going to be there.
It's just going to be there. It's just for the entirety of the.
And once we lose the game, people will call for Mike Brown's job, and they'll be thinking about Tibbs again.
Yeah,
You know what's gonna
exactly.
happen.
we want Tibbs back.
There's no way Tibbs will let this happen.
Tibbs would have stuck with a 7-man rotation. Weren't you just complaining about the 7-man?
Stuck with a 7. Yeah, man. It's
Run McHale to the ground.
like this. Listen, man. We're Knicks
How's
fans.
McCall look so far? He look better than y'all? Because last year we was like, we gotta get rid of him. He just been here a couple months. You gotta go.
Listen. He's already. I think
He already
he's
looked better
been
than me.
He's been affected the most, I think, from the change. I think you've seen it a lot in his.
And
game.
I want to touch on it more because I said in the offseason that he was going to benefit the most under Mike Brown.
From the
because
system.
It's a system meant for him. It's a
Yeah.
system meant for him because with Tom Thibodeau, he was oftentimes corner sitting. He wasn't really as involved in the offense. Plays were not being drawn up for him. I know he's not the main option on the team, but he is obviously a capable scorer. We have seen that happen many times in his career. And now that he's in a system that favors him a little bit more, he's thriving. He looks good so far. He looks more comfortable. He's actually attacking the basket too.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Looks
attacking
like
the
life.
basket.
He looks good out there.
Yeah, he does look comfortable.
He looks
Yeah,
much
man,
more motivated out there too on the defensive side as well. Because I think when you're in a more
Mhm.
comfortable situation like he is right now, it's going to make you want to play better on that end of the floor. So he looks good all around right now.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I've been seeing since training camp. Like you seeing like they talk a lot. It just seems like every time you see a clip of them at practice, you see Macau and this guy talking. It's kind of weird. Dre, you all right over there, man?
You hear the ball bouncing? Because I'm looking, I'm like, where's she going to get the ball from? I just look, it's not there no more.
Where'd you get that from?
Yeah, all right. So this entire time, Dre has really been trying to like keep his, keep himself from.
I'm
not
sorry,
getting...
Dylan. She's never down here when I'm doing it. But my wife is up. I'm trying to give her a break. They were out for hours, so we were down here watching
good,
the game.
man. You good?
Listen,
good,
man.
It's like
We love to have
she's not really good at being quiet. I'm sorry.
She's not.
No kidding.
I don't think
Right.
my kid is gonna be quiet too. We literally have to
Dylan,
close
I have
the
kids.
door.
I have two puppies. So those dogs are very loud. So I get it.
I was gonna say, hold off on the kids.
Yeah.
The lady want them. Just say, just ask her to reconsider. Like why?
If we weren't talking so much, it sounded like WrestleMania upstairs in my house. Like I just hear a whole bunch of banging. I'm just
Oh,
yeah.
get it. Yeah.
Oh shit, for sure. That's why their doors closed, my doors closed. It would be Rumble City right now. It's 9:40 on the weekend. You kidding me? They're probably up there playing tag or something, or playing basketball. That's just what they like to do at this time of night. It's kind of weird. They'll chill all day, and then like when it gets nighttime, they're like, "Yo, let's run around." It's kind of weird. I don't get it. Don Zasper says, "Tune, what's up?" You know,
What's
Don.
good?
What's going on, Don? He came to say what's up to you, man. So
wait, I didn't.
Who's Scotty Huxtable?
Oh, what's
He out
goody?
of
What's
line.
goody?
That's Dante. I can't put because of language. I can't put that
Yeah,
on the
like what's
screen.
up with him? Thought he
Um,
Huxtable.
Don's
yes,
my boy. That's my boy.
that's
That's my boy.
Dante. That's Dante. He
Don
said
Zasper.
he's Don Zasper. Oh, that's your boy. Okay,
There's a
okay.
there's a
Mhm.
versus tonight.
Yes, there's a versus. I think
Who?
Cash Money and
And No Limit.
No Limit. Or they have
I,
a
I,
versus.
that should be interesting.
I mean, it wasn't on my
That
docket.
No,
I
I
so
kind
it
of
wasn't.
forgot.
I,
You know what
I
I'm saying?
saw a video of Master P performing Make Him Say and I was like, make him say nah, just go
Say
and
nah. Yo, that is funny. I don't know, man. So thought he said you start this while the versus is on. Yeah, my bad, Dante. I apologize for that. He said, how much is the bounty on the campaign knockout? Somebody outside said they'll do Lucy's in the guard up next.
Lucy's in the God of Nick.
Yo, listen, I can't. If you knock out campaign, I can't gift you anything that says guard up next. That's automatically not a good idea.
I had nothing to do with that, Paul.
I had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, campaign looked like he ready to fight. I wouldn't go after him. He looked like a crash.
He got too much energy.
Usually,
I think.
Yeah, it looked like you hit him and he'll never go down, and he'll just keep going.
He runs in his sleep, dude. I guarantee you, he runs in his sleep. But Don says, do you think the Knicks are gonna keep this winning streak up? Do you guys? What do you think? Talk to me, man. Do you think the Knicks is gonna?
No winning streak in the NBA is forever.
Facts.
That could be it. I just think it's a good sign. I'm not too convinced yet. The Knicks look really good. I think 2 in a row it makes us feel better as fans. But we're gonna lose some game. I think we're gonna have a few streaks. I think we'll probably get a 10-game winning streak.
What's the next game? Who do we play against next? The Bucks?
No, we play against the Heat tomorrow.
The Heat tomorrow, yeah.
Miami.
We play Miami tomorrow, and then
I will be there.
Bucks.
I will be at the arena, so I will.
Oh, you're gonna be there? Nice.
I'm gonna be there.
Nice. That's gonna be. Wait, so you got to leave tonight? Huh? You gotta get up out of here. You can't have.
Are you going to Miami?
Actually, you know what? You did tell me you were not available.
I live in Florida, so I don't.
Okay, so it's easier for you. Okay. You did say you weren't available on the 26th. That's obviously why you're not available on the 26th.
Yeah, exactly.
So, shout out to you, man. You know, they're not one of the yeah, right. They're not one of the what do you call it? Knicks South arenas, but it can get like that sometimes. I think it can get like that depending on the game, but usually like we go to like Orlando games.
2 years ago I went there, and all I'm gonna say is there was a lot of Knicks fans there, so I'm expecting the same thing tomorrow night when I'm there.
That's one of those games. We go to Detroit, it'd be a lot of Knicks fans. We go to where do we go? It felt like we were at home. Charlotte
all the time.
Feels like we at home. Miami. Yeah. There was another game where they were like somebody was upset there was so many Knicks fans there.
That's Brooklyn. That's why Mikhail over here.
Nah, it's probably Indiana.
No, I think that was it was.
I think I know what you're talking about.
It was Atlanta.
I think I actually do know what you're talking about. I think it was.
Yeah, it was the Hawks because I remember Trey Young was saying he was like,
oh yeah, because Atlanta. Everybody in New York is moving to Atlanta, bro.
Because he said it in I think in the post game interview, like while he was still on the court, like tell all these Knicks fans to go home or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I remember that. So,
boy, we get more real estate down here. Shut up, you stuck with us.
It's like that down here too.
We everywhere. Shut up.
It's a home game. It's a home game. Whenever
get you a haircut or something. Yeah,
get you a haircut or something. So I'm looking forward to that. Shout out Mitt Randu. He said, salute to the panel, salute to the chat. Shout out
Randu,
to
the only one with an actual picture of himself.
Everybody, listen, man. You gotta be incognito nowadays on the internet.
Yeah, you gotta be careful out there.
Not Randu. He don't care.
So, talk to me about the last game. Was it yesterday? Was it last night? It was 2 nights ago. No, it wasn't last night.
Yeah, it was last night.
It was last night.
It was last night. Yeah, it was last night.
Talk to me about the we can go through this pretty quick because we actually spent a whole half an hour just talking about we didn't even go past the Cleveland game, but just real quick, you guys, okay, we can start with you, Dylan. What did you feel about last night's game versus the Celtics?
Yeah, that was a good game too. I mean, they started off slow. You know, they were down by 8 after that first quarter, and then that second quarter was just that was awesome. I mean, I think they outscored them 42-14 in the second quarter, which was like unreal. I mean, you saw the offense moving much better. The shots were going in. The defense really stepped up. Jaylen Brown, by the way, on the Celtics had 7 turnovers, which I think was huge to, help us get the win, because obviously he was going to have to kind of be the guy to really take over with no Jason Tatum. And he did not take over. If anything, he just did not perform well at all whatsoever. I really credit OG Anunoby for that. I credit Mikal Bridges and everyone on the defense for that, really. I think defensively all around they played a really strong game. They had a really good effort on that end. The offense, again, similar to Cleveland, the process was there. The shots weren't falling 100% of the time. But if the process is there like that, eventually those shots will fall. And once those shots do start falling, the offense is going to be very, very tough for anyone to stop. So to really just put a recap on that, really good win, solid win. I know it wasn't like the best game they've ever played, but a win's a win. You move on to the next. It's an early part of the year. They're 2-0. That's all you can really ask for.
Was
Hey
it
Dylan, can I correct you real quick, Dylan? Jaylen Brown actually had 8 turnovers. One of the turnovers was his hairline on OG's jersey.
Oh yeah,
that was
went off on OG's jersey.
He turned over that. He turned over that hairline really.
He turned over the hairline real quick.
That was
nasty. That's disgusting,
man,
bro.
when I saw that video, I was like, "There's no way, man." I was like,
That's
"There's
disgusting.
no way."
I don't.
I don't
Really tight.
It's crazy
Didn't he
because
just
I
have
remember
braids though? I don't understand.
that he did. He cut his hair. I don't know what's going on. Because
His hair
I don't want no.
been thinning for a
I don't
while.
want no ball.
Doesn't have any problem.
Like, just give me the shape up and leave it, bro.
yeah, you don't have no problem with your hairline at all. Like you're pretty good, bro. Like it's just all you did was cut your hair. Like I don't know why you had to do all that
Right,
extra.
you
strain.
filling
Nah,
it in
it's the
for.
top.
Leave it. Now
Nah,
you got
it's
it
the
all on
top.
somebody else's jersey.
Pause.
I'd have gave him the jersey. I'd have been like, "Ew, here, man, here."
Yo, first of all, I remember the play, and I was kind of like, yo, he looks weird doing that. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah, and he rubbed his head on him.
You go back and look at it, and he literally rubbed his
A
head.
perfect head mark
Like,
on his
it was just-
jersey.
Oh
Whack.
man.
I was like, that's disgusting and embarrassing. You were out there like
Man,
throwing
when I first saw the video, I thought it was like gonna be one of those optical illusions or something where the mark was there or something like that already. Then I look at it again and I'm like, wait, that mark was not there until he did that.
Right.
Yeah.
He did that.
I was like, yo, is that AI? And I'm like, I mean, no,
Yeah, that's
Nah,
what I
that
thought
was for
too.
real. Because where would it come
Bro.
from? Like, why would it be
Yeah.
on his jersey? Where would it even come from?
I really
It
really
come out the
thought-
back with that stain on it.
bro, my man. Because I looked at it frame by frame. And I'm like, wait, it really wasn't there. Like, it
Right,
just
I watched that
appeared
joint.
after the
Sure.
rub. Like, it was kind of crazy. I don't know. I don't know, man. He
Nasty.
said brown hairline, put it on his chest. It's nasty, man. I don't know, man. It's something's going on with that dude. I'm not a big fan of Jaylen Brown for many reasons that have nothing to do with basketball. He's just odd. Like, he's really odd to me. He's just a really odd individual. And he takes every chance to talk about the Knicks. Now he's like, he's insufferable with Knicks fans. Bro, like, just play well. You know what I mean? Like, and you come out and then you shit the bed, and then you rubbing your hairline on people's chest. Like, get out of here. Like, get out of here, bro. Like, just go somewhere. But anyway, that's just that point. Toon, you're already talking about the turnovers. So go ahead, talk to me about how you felt about the Celtics game.
I felt great about the game. Another little joke. Another reason why he had to put it on that is because he's been hanging out with Tibbs a little too long, so he's been losing his hair follicles dealing with Tibbs. But
Too close.
but no, the game, they did start out slow. It was a little bit frustrating because it's like they don't really have many people as far other than Jaylen Brown and Derek White. I mean, Peyton isn't really known as a scorer like that. He's more of a defensive player. So it's just seeing guys like Kate or however you pronounce that dude name, kind of dominating at first. It was a little. Kata. There you go. It was a little frustrating, but once they started getting they legs underneath them and the rhythm going, it started going well. I definitely saw like the uptick of defensive pressure was getting Jaylen Brown out of his rhythm. He was getting real frustrated.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of getting Derek White frustrated. It was a little bit of calls that I felt like shouldn't have been called, like that one call on Deuce with Derek White, like Deuce literally put his hands behind his back and like
Yeah.
turned,
Oh no,
and Derek White.
he swiped before that. He swiped before that. That's
No, he
why
did swipe, but they
Yeah.
called the foul on the drop down because at that point Derek White's leaning into Deuce and Deuce got his hands back. So it's like when he swiped at the ball, he's hitting the ball. You're allowed to hit the ball in the hand
Yeah.
if you because your hand's part of the ball. So it was kind of fishing and you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm sorry.
There wasn't. I'm sorry, my fault. I mean to interrupt you. There was before you left to finish off.
Play?
No, there was a like two plays where like guys were diving and they kept calling. They called it one way and then they had to change it. What was? No, they didn't change it. One was Jordan Clarkson and
I think it was White when they were going out of bounds. No, not White. It was the
No, that was a Cleveland game. That was when Jordan Clarkson ran into
okay.
Mitchell.
Okay. So yeah, that was a different game. Completely different game.
Yeah.
I thought that was a bad call.
Yeah, that was a bad call.
That was a terrible bad call.
That was a bad call. Those games got mixed up because then I almost said Donovan Mitchell and then it made sense. So anyway, go ahead, Tom, finish up.
But then also back to Kolik. Kolik definitely 2 games in a row showing that he can hold it down. It got a little shaky, but he got it together. Cat, you know, I'm gonna give Cat his flowers, but he gets a little irritating when, you know, like you said, put that ball on the ground and then he just gun hole to the basket. It could be the whole team there. He's still putting that ball up.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah, it's probably the most frustrating thing to me when I watch Cat. Like these guys hear me say it in the group chat all the time. I'm like, guys, let me know when you see Cat pass on a drive. Just let me know. He just doesn't do it. He doesn't do it. He's good. The guy's good. He's really good, man. I just think it would take his game to another level if he would just pass when there's 3 guys on him. Like that's it. That's all I'm asking for. You know what I mean? I don't think it's impossible because they should be 2 guys open at that point, you know, like with math, the way math goes. But you know, maybe they do math a little bit different in Jersey. You know what I mean? Dre, you might let me know too. Let me know how it is out there.
I wouldn't know. I just got here.
It's just weird. It's a little bit weird. But the guy is he's virtually unguardable on those drives, which is why there's like 2 or 3 guys on him. But just when you get the 3rd guy there, please, like just dish it off. But he does not. He won't. He'll go and he'll get the rebound, go back up, Moses Malone, like they said last night. So, you know, as long as he doesn't get himself hurt doing it, cool, whatever. I don't want to nitpick because we're doing well. I don't want to be that guy. But it's just one thing. It's just one thing that he does that really trips me out sometimes. It's kind of weird because he's an amazing passer any other time, which is kind of weird. There was a pass he hit Josh Hart last night off the baseline cut, and he just dumped it down to him from the 3-point line, and it was a beautiful pass. His court vision is really good. It's just when he's driving, he won't pass the ball, and it's kind of weird when I see that happen. But you know, like I said,
he's down there. Like, let me just finish it while I'm here. So
yeah,
that's what it looks like.
While everybody else is down here too, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of funny.
I got it.
Anyway, like I got it. Do the mellow. I got it. We got it here. But anyway, Cuzzo, talk to me, Rick. How did you feel about the Celtics game?
One thing about the Celtics, I feel like whether we're in the Garden or not, or the other Garden, when the referee whistle blows, I feel like Boston gets the benefit of the doubt more times than not. In the first quarter, there was a lot of foul calls against New York, and it was in favor of Boston. And there was a play that I thought you were going to mention where Jalen Brunson blocked. I forget the center over there, the dark skinned dude. Yeah, he blocked him all ball. Yet he went to the free throw line. I was surprised they didn't challenge that because it was.
He got a little bit of his arm. That's why.
It was all ball first because as the ball was coming out, then the contact was made with his arm. But it's just like on those calls, we don't really get a lot of the let's take a look at it. It's more like that's the call and that's that. But when Cat was trying to get some foul calls in that first quarter, he was being he was getting frustrating to me, and he was frustrated. So I was just like, listen, I hate when they try to pander 4 calls just play the game. And then if a call is made, then you got it. But he got into his rhythm and he started playing the game, and then he started getting a couple of Van One baskets that put him on the line. And I was just like, that's all you have to do. Like, if you don't get the whistle, like, get back on defense, just do the thing. I felt like they played well against Boston. There were some moments where I was just like, all right, guys, don't do this. Don't let them crawl back. Don't give them hope. Don't make me upset. Like, just continue doing what you've been doing. But I feel like even though we did have those moments, I feel like there was more of a controlled gameplay against Boston that made me feel like, okay, this is the new normal now. Like, I feel like they have a system and it's working, and it's going to be good for New York.
Yeah, and basically, as long as they're hitting shots, they're pretty much they'll be fine.
There was a moment where there was just like they couldn't hit a basket like for anything. Like, I mean, Jalen was missing, Cat was missing, Bridges was missing, like turnaround mid-range jump shots, like beneath the foul line, and I was just like, what's happening?
It was bad. It was bad for a stretch there. It was kind of like, all right, guys, like, and it was in the beginning of the game. That was, I think, it was how they started the game. I was kind of like, all right, these are one of those teams that'll get a lead up on you and then won't let you back if you just don't hit shots. So, because they're still coached well, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, no matter who's there, they're going to play basketball the right way. But this team is just too strong for them at this point. You know what I mean? So you should not be dealing with what we were dealing with at that point. So it's like, I'm just looking at it like, all right, guys, what are you doing? Like, the first game, it was, you expected Russ, like, as a unit, they shot like, I think it was 43% from the field. And last night they shot 38% from the field as a unit. So, there's still some gelling they got to do. They got to get some, some knocking the rust off. It's still the beginning of the season. These guys got to get in the rhythm. Jalen as well. First game he was 5 for 18, which is, that's just, it's not Jalen like. But last night he rebounded and was 10 for 20, which he, there's even games where he shoots better than that, but I do think there's, they'll get to what is the easiest buckets for them once they figure out the system a little bit more. And I think that he's still tinkering, Mike Brown, with the system and trying to see which guys are there, and fits. Shout out to the chat, my guy. Fritz, what's going on, bro? Of course, smash that like button. Appreciate you, my guy. Smash that like button, please. So yeah, Dre, talk to me, man. How you feel about that Celtics game?
I just love beating the Celtics. I hate losing to the Celtics. Like, I really don't care. You guys said a lot of it. There's not much more to add. They went through their droughts and everything, and these guys still came out on top. So pretty much happy to see that. That was like the game that got me and the guy at my job talk about it all the time. He comes out, he got the broom and the mop. He's like, yeah, man, these Knicks, man, we want to see how this game gonna go. I'm like, I think we got it. I don't know, but I was happy to see that. We got a Celtics fan in my job too. So I go make sure I'm gonna see him on Monday. I'm like, what'd you do Friday night?
What you talking about? What'd you do Friday night?
Like, did you see it? You saw that one? How you feel about that one? I'm happy we can have those moments.
Yes.
Yeah, asking me, what'd you do Friday night? That's pretty fun. That's a
Well, you
nice
watched the game?
Where's
your Celtics jersey? You got it with you today?
Celtics jersey with you today? He better not. You keep that at home because it's going to be a real dark year for them. I think they're starting off. They're 0-2 right now. So, and their best player is rubbing hairlines all over the place. So I don't know. They're pretty much they got a long season.
Tatum sneaker look cool though. Hey, yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, he's. So there's a chance
he's gonna play this year.
You might see him this year.
Everybody looks like they're recovering faster and faster from these ACL.
I don't think he should. I mean,
I hope he doesn't. And it's not because I'm threatened by him or anything like that.
No,
I think he is an up-and-comer player. Like, I don't want him to get hurt and then be out for even longer.
Yeah,
so just take the season off. Your spot is good. It's not going anywhere.
You're not. First of all, you're not winning. Like, this is not the team that you're winning with. Like this, I can see if it was last year's roster and y'all ran it back, like rush back for that, maybe. Because the team can really hold it down a lot. There's going to be a lot on your shoulders the moment you step back on that court.
Yeah.
And as somebody who tore their Achilles not too long ago, not too far after he did, sit down, bro. Please, like just take it easy. You know what I mean? I'm still limping around here. You know what I mean? And then I'm about 12 weeks away from when it happened. So it's really not something that you, especially on that competitive level like this. We're talking about the highest level on this
Yeah,
planet,
exactly.
like the highest level. I get there might be some PEDs out there that might assist you in some way or shape or form. You know what I mean? Because we know some stars have done it, but I don't think you should mess around with that. You know what I mean? Not with that roster. I think you should just chill. You know what I mean? He really wants to come back. He informed the team he wants to come back. That's cool. Nice, bro. Just sit down. Like,
I mean, he wanted
don't
he
think
wanted
you
to
do
come back so bad. He should got a check yesterday for walking up on that ref.
it. He definitely did with like as if he was an assistant coach or something like that. Like, get out of here.
Yeah. I
Get out of
saw
here.
that was weird.
It's I don't know.
I've never
But
seen that before.
some guys, they feel like they're bigger than what they are. At the end of the day, you're still a player. You gotta play your role. Let the coach do his job. So real talk. Let's be honest. You guys concerned with Mitch right now? Like, let's rip the Band-Aid off.
I am. I
Let's
am.
rip the-
I will
let's
straight
rip
up
the
say it right now.
Let's rip the
I am
Band-Aid
very
off.
concerned about Mitch because this is the way I see it. You don't really see someone get load managed for the first 3 games because he's already been ruled out for tomorrow. By the way, you don't
not.
see usually someone being load managed for the first 3 games of the season like this. You don't see that. Usually load management is something where like, a player might sit a game or two and then he's back or he's at least practicing, but he hasn't been practicing like that and he hasn't obviously been playing. He played like the first 2.5 preseason games or something like that. He subbed out of the third one or whatever, and then we never saw him again. And we still don't know when he'll play. And if you ask me, it's something that I think is going to end up playing a factor into like his contract and stuff when it's all said and done, because he's due for an extension. He's going to be a free agent after this year. It becomes now a question of, do we want to pay Mitch so much money if he's not going to be available? Like, his on-court impact is undeniable. We know he's a great defender, great rebounder, all that stuff. But the guy has to play. He has to play for that to even be a talking point about his defense and about his rebounding. And he's not on the court enough is the problem that I have. And if you ask me if I think that like he might have re-injured his ankle, he might have, because I think at this point we can start to wonder that he did suffer some type of injury in that preseason game. Because again, like I said, you don't really see load management like that at the start of the year. I think it's a little odd that he's missing now the first 3 games of the season, and he missed those last 2 preseason games. So if you're going to count those, that's 5 straight games in a row that he isn't playing and he's barely practicing. I think he got injured again, and I think the team is trying to disguise it more as like injury management, because maybe it's his ankle again, and maybe in their terms it's not a new injury since he already had a bad ankle. But if you ask me, I think he tweaked something in that ankle. But again, I'm not an insider or anything. I don't I don't have access to any of that stuff, so I can't say it for certain. But I do think it's safe to assume that there's definitely something more than just, oh, they're just sitting him out as precaution. I think there's got to be something. But that's my thinking.
Yeah, I mean, there's something there. There's something there. And then once they labeled it, at first it was out, rest, load management, whatever. But once they labeled the ankle as part of the load management, that's when I got concerned, because it's kind of like at this point, like, all right, now we know it's related to the ankle. Now, what happened? And we already know you guys are being real cagey on your responses and the information you guys let out already. So when you do things like that and you change that information, you just say, yeah, it's the ankle. We're just gonna load manage him. It's like, well, what do you mean? Like, you know what I mean? So it's weird. There's I was talking about it was it last night or was it Thursday? Thursday with the guys on the Knicks Nightcap crew. Shout out to the KOT family. But we were talking about it, and there was, what's the guy that came over that as part of our medical staff now from Dallas?
Casey Smith.
Casey Smith is now part of the team, and I think that's and that was part of it. He did mention Lee Escobedo. Shout out to Lee Escobedo. He mentioned Casey Smith. And I think that's him being here is a big thing for us, for this team. Like I think it played a huge role in just what we've seen with OG within the past, just recently and everything like that. So I think he has a lot of experience in that realm. I do want to trust him because he has that kind of experience. I do want to trust that. All right, listen, let's just keep him out. Let's see how he does for a week of this
This
or
is the
without.
way I see it, and
Yeah.
I don't mean to just interrupt, but like
Mhm.
I get that they have a bigger picture in mind, right? They want him to be healthy for the playoffs. I understand
Mhm.
that because at the end of the day, I agree with that notion. But at the
Yeah.
same time, sitting him out of games like
This
this
early.
frequently, I don't, and this early
Mhm.
doesn't do much good, especially when we're in a different system, a different coach, all that stuff. You want the guy to kind of get used to playing in this kind of system. It's a completely different system than Mitchell Robinson's ever played for.
Right.
So when I see him not playing in these games, it makes me wonder if he actually is hurt, if it's more than just, oh, they're just being precautious. Because again, yeah, I want him healthy for the playoffs, but I do want to see the guy play in the regular season quite a bit too, because we got to know where his true value is, because
Mhm.
he's due for a contract.
He's due for a contract.
It's not like he's under contract for the next 4 years and we don't got to worry about that. No, he might not be on the team next year. So
Yeah.
we need to like really know where his true value is. And I know that that's a lot of that stuff we can look at more deeper in later in the year, but still, like, you want to see the guy play just to really see if you can trust the guy to be available. And right now, I don't know if I can. I
Yeah.
don't know if I can. That's
Yeah.
really what I got to say.
It's concerning. It's definitely concerning. Dre, talk to me. How you feeling about Mitch? I know that's your guy. It's been your guy since day one. You've been
Since
like the
day
biggest
one,
Mitch-
that I knew
Yeah.
that kid was special. Sometimes, anytime I see this, I always feel like they're trying to tuck him in with the situation, like they want to keep him because I think he's injury prone. This makes me wonder though. I've never noticed. Does he do? You know how like Stephen Curry wears that thing for his ankles because Stephen Curry is notoriously,
He has
well,
weak
he's
ankles,
notoriously, yeah, and you could see it in his shoes that he's got like this ankle support.
Yeah.
I don't know if Mitch does. Mitch, do you guys know if Mitch ever wears anything like that?
I'm not sure. I do know. So Steph has customized ankle support for him because
Right.
you know what I mean, because he has. I think it was the opposite of. I think they had to remove in order for him to remove pins or something like that, or to not have the pins or something like that. I forgot exactly how it went, but they
That's how it goes with
designed.
Steph.
Yeah, they designed a specific ankle brace for Steph because he had like notoriously weak ankles.
I
So
hope that
I don't
there's
know.
something that they could do for Mitch because he's like one of my favorite guys. I think he's the longest lasting or longest
Tenure
playing,
Nick, yeah.
longest tenured Nick. And I just think it's exciting because when you see out there how scary he can be, and I really don't know, but like you said, the contract, Dylan, you said the contract, he's got a contract year.
Yeah.
And maybe they're doing it because they don't want him to show the value. Maybe they're like, yo, let's play him like, at 5 games, a game off, and we won't see his value or whatever the case. So he doesn't ask for too much because they could play in our favor, they could play against us. But not like I know him, but knowing what I know about Mitch, I feel like he would want to stay in there, especially if we go deep in the playoffs, if we do win, whatever the case. But I'm really like a big fan of Mitch, and I really hope he could. I just hope he can stay healthy. But yes, also though, Dylan, my other thing is it's a long season. Not for nothing. 82 games is a long season.
Mhm.
If he has to take the first 10 games off and then he gets into because it is a new system, you want to know that he could work in the system. And I'm confident that he could because it's not like he's like an offensive threat. And it's not like he needs the ball, whatever the case. He's going out there. They doing pick and rolls with him. That's good. If he's just cleaning the glass up, that's good. That's Mitch. That's typical Mitch stuff, getting those rebounds. So I think in any system, I think it'll be great for him. But if he has to get this rest, I think that works out better for him, for us. I'd rather him be out now than to be out at the end of the year or in the playoff. Even if they have to do what they do with Kawhi and act like something's wrong and he's out. Like, nah, he's his ankles. His ankles, something's up with the ankles. I'd like that. I'd rather them do that than to, beat him up all season. So I'm okay with the timeout. I'm concerned though. I hope they're saying it is just like it's load management. I hope it's like a thing. You
hope it's really load management.
I really hope it's load management. I'd rather it be that than him actually having like an ankle situation. Was there a thing where we saw it? Because I didn't watch the preseason games.
No,
Was it a thing?
no,
Where
I
he
mean,
no, he did land. Didn't he
No.
land on somebody? Or no, that was
No,
OG when they said he
There was
landed off.
nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing noticeable with Mitch. He was playing the games, and then the third preseason game, he started that game. He played his usual minutes. Then he didn't start the second half, and that was the last time we saw him.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wonder
I
if
don't even
he,
think it's worth it
yeah,
to
I
go
wonder if
crazy
he
with
tweaked
preseason
it
games.
or something, or because that's the other thing is we are going to be playing a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? And he has been playing in tip system for a long time. So out of everybody, I think he's going to have the tougher time adjusting in terms of conditioning because just because of just his stature and just recovering from a surgery here or there. So I do think there is more uh of a chance of him hurting himself and re-injuring himself because of just how he's made up. So it's a huge possibility that he did re-injure himself. You know what I mean? It's a huge possibility, but I don't think it's a serious injury. I think if it was a serious injury, they wouldn't be able to just sugarcoat it. I do think it's something that might be a little concerning. Like, all right, let's see how he progresses within the week or something like that. I think it's something they're going to keep an eye on. But I don't think he like needs surgery again, kind of thing. But I think it's something to keep an eye on for sure because I don't know, man. Like it's this is the reoccurring thing with Mitch every year. As much as we love Mitch, as much as we want him to be here, that's just kind of where the conversation hits the wall every single year.
Yeah, I kind of see it like this, and I'm not comparing them to, because you can't. But look at it like Shet last year, how Shet sat out the whole first half of the season, and he was hurt. And he's a crucial piece for the OKC. Um, and Mitch is a crucial piece for us. I don't feel like Mitch is gonna get traded, because he's not gonna have any value, especially with his injuries. I did see something come up with trading him and OG for Giannis, but that's not enough capital to get Giannis. In our mind, it's enough capital because we see what Mitch could do and obviously what OG could do. But from an other team perspective, seeing Mitch always injured and he's out right now, he's not gonna really hold no weight. Pause in a trade like that. So I really feel like they should just hold him out, like Dre said, and like Dylan said, and like you said, just hold them out as long as we can, and then second half of the season come around, then you use them because Porty and Jemison when he was playing, they showed that they could hold it down, and then Hart had 14 rebounds on limited minutes last night, so we should be all right when it comes to like rebounding and protecting the rim.
Yeah,
it's the paint protection that you need though, because
Mhm.
I can't trust Cat at the 5.
Nah.
Cat at the 5 last night
Oh,
was
no.
getting me mad defensively. Offensively, it's much better for him, but defensively, he was still doing the bad habits that he did last year. So that's why you need Mitch, because he gives you the defense. Like the rebounding, of course, is very essential. But like you just said, we have rebounders. We need
Yeah.
the defense though, because we don't really have other guys that can defend the rim as well as he does. We just don't. We're a small team. So
and then Porty didn't play last night. You know what I mean? On top of that. So it's luckily we were able to do well. But that's not something that we want to be a trend. We don't want to trend.
It's not a sustainable plan. It's just
No.
not. It's not sustainable.
No, it's not sustainable at all. Rick, talk to me, man.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it too much. But Dylan, you raised some good points. So like it had me reconsider. But ultimately, I feel like there's not much that he offers offensively that we need to see him really running the system. If he can get up court and get into his position, he's good to go. So I would love to have him for the postseason. If he's hurt and he's not 100% and can't come back, I don't want him playing, because if he gets hurt mid-season and then we don't get him postseason, then it's really gonna upset me, and it's gonna be a big loss for the postseason. So I mean, listen, get well, take your rest. We're running things here. Everybody's figuring things out. When he comes back, he'll be okay. Like I said, as long as he can get up the court and get his position, we should be all right. But I do have to say, good points that you made.
Yeah, man. It's this. You can't help but be concerned as much as we like. We love
Yeah.
Mitch. Especially with this front office, they really don't tell us anything. They don't give us much. So we're left to have these conversations. Until we know otherwise for sure. So it's really difficult to just sit back and not know what's going on and hear that he has an ankle, load management kind of thing going on, and automatically you're gonna get concerned because it's Mitch. It's Mitch. Now, if we're talking about Jalen, a little different because Jalen he's a tough guy. If he gets hurt, he's gonna come right back. And it's not something that it's reoccurring with Jalen. But when you talk about Mitch, it's reoccurring every year. It's a different injury.
Here's one other thing I wanted to point out too. Why
Mhm.
why I believe Mitch got re-injured, because
Mhm.
look at Karl Anthony Towns right now. He's playing through a quad injury, but he's playing through it.
Facts.
So you don't think? And I know Mitchell Robinson's a different player than Karl Anthony Towns and has a deeper injury history. But it makes me wonder, if it's, again, it makes me wonder if it's truly load management or not, because this is 3 games now that we're about to approach, because he's not going to play tomorrow night. So
Yeah.
it makes me wonder that, because if you're willing to play your second best player on the team and your all-star big man through an injury, as well as Josh Hart through an injury, because I know he played last night and he looked fine, but he still has that tweak back a little bit.
Yeah.
If they're willing to play those 2 guys through an injury, I'm not saying to play Mitchell Robinson through an injury, no, but I'm just saying at the same time, if they're willing to do that, but they're holding out Mitch for quote unquote load management, it makes me wonder if it's truly load management or not. Because
Right.
why wouldn't they give a similar treatment to, say, Cat? I'm not saying sit Cat for 3 games, but Cat went from nearly not playing in the season opener to not only did he play the season opener, but he's played both games so far. So it's just something that I'm wondering. I'm not drawing any lines or anything like that, but it's
Great
something I'm
point.
thinking about. It's something I'm thinking about.
Yeah. And it's like you said, it's Mitch at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's still Mitch. It's like that guy that you work with that's always late. You know what I mean? And if he cleans his act up. Okay, Rick, it's cool. It's cool. Now it happens. It happens. But he cleans his act up for a little while, and then he comes in late, and he's like, all right. All right, it's kind of what this guy does.
I'm
what I
coming.
mean?
Like, come on.
I'll be there, guys. I'll be there, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay, that's 4, Toon. That's it. You got 4 fouls, bro. You got 4 fouls.
Bro,
almost
I think
fouled
you
out.
even hear me.
Listen, man, I got
Yes,
it's,
he went in.
it's right in here, man. I got 2. I got 2 of them.
But he said another pause or something.
Yeah, another 4. You got another pause. You got 4. Don't foul out. Listen, don't foul out. All right, so of course, hold on. Let's talk. Let's hit the chat. Xavier Marshall said, "We playing possum. We don't want teams to be able to game plan for us, so we have all the odd lineups that are weird to match up with. At the end of the season, we'll catch everyone slipping. Which is if that's the plan, cool, great. I hope that's the plan. And that's the thing. Who are we to know? We'll never know. At the end of the day, that could actually just be the plan. But
that's chess, man. I don't know if you're playing chess right now, though.
Right. It's a little different when we're talking about Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Like if that was anyone else, like I said, anybody else, if it's Josh, if it's Cat, you know what I mean? Like it's a different thing.
Because think about it, coming into the year, the biggest question mark is how healthy will Mitch be? That was probably like the biggest question mark everybody had. And 3 games in, we're already having more uncertainty about his long-term health for this season, because who knows, maybe he plays during this 3-game road trip we have coming up. Maybe he plays in a game or 2, but then he sits out like another 4 or 5 games, and then you got to wonder, does he have a serious injury? Are they really just holding him out? How many games are they even going to play the guy? How ready will he be for the playoffs if it comes down to that? How will he fit? There's so many things you have to wonder, right? So it's again, it's early in the season. There's only so much I can project at this moment because we're still in October. But it's something that you really got to start thinking about when we're 3 games in and we haven't seen him step on the court yet. When we probably thought that maybe by now he would have played. So
right. There's I'm looking really quick on Twitter, X, whatever you guys want to call it. There was a quote from Mike Brown after the game last night about how he might use Mitch. Was he might play in 5 games, or he might take 5 games off here or something like that. So I do think there is, if he was talking, yeah, he said, I feel like, yes, if I feel that we need to match up, I might go to a specific starting 5. If I feel that we don't, I might go to a different lineup. I have a lot of kind of, that's not the quote. That's not the quote. All right. Anyway, long story short, there's concern from everybody. You should kind of, get the gist at this point. This it's just how it goes. It's just how it goes, unfortunately. So next topic, real quick, really, really quick. Of course, we talked about playing through injuries, of course, but you can't talk about playing through injuries without talking about Josh Hart, man. So notoriously known to be my favorite Nick. He can be your most frustrating Nick sometimes, of course, depending on how the game is going and how confident he is in his jump shot. But Josh Hart last night came back, and of course, he only played 19 minutes. They had to load manage him in a way, minutes manage, I guess. But he didn't really get to play a lot of the minutes that he normally would. But he only played 19 minutes. But he was, unfortunately, 1 of 8 from the field during that, which you expect. His first game of the season, he didn't play any preseason games. Actually, besides for the first one when he fell and hurt his back. So, he came back. He was 1 for 8, of course, which is, you don't want to see, but it's his first game. He ended up having 14 rebounds in those 19 minutes and 3 assists.
He's always a factor.
Always a factor. It's crazy, even Mike Brown after the game, he said he's just a monster. You know what I mean? I don't think I've ever seen that before. A guy just, having 14 rebounds in 19 minutes. It's kind of ridiculous. He says, Josh, he's a monster. He guarded everybody. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. 14 rebounds in 19 minutes. That's just,
it's almost like he's realizing what he has as he's coaching. Like he's like, oh snap! Like I can use this guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he knows. He heard the stats. He saw him play the game, but him being there is like, wow, because it just seemed like he was getting every rebound when he was.
Yeah, Josh had like
game.
4 or 5 rebounds in one sitting.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, it seemed like he's coming down with like, where's he getting it? It looked like he's coming out of nowhere.
Right.
Like he's just blending into the background and just coming up and grabbing like a rebound. That's what it looks like.
Right.
And it's not like he's the biggest guy on the court.
No, it's all energy. And so he, going back to one of you guys just said, like Dre, you said it's like he's realizing what he has as he's playing, coaching. He said, when we get the ball off the glass or we create a turnover with our activity, we just have so many weapons. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's just he's realizing now, like, yo, I can go any way with this. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have Josh with our bench unit. Like there's starting lineups that can't keep up with Josh in the fast break once he gets the rebound. So
just if you consider for him to go 1 of 8 or whatever the case may be, for him to and for us to still win and convincingly enough. I just think that we got a lot of pieces. We haven't played Mitch yet.
Yeah.
I just think that what's the other point guard? Deuce McBride.
Yeah.
I see he's playing the 2 guards together, and it looks good. They Deuce could shoot too.
Yeah.
He's knocking down threes in the corner. I think that we got a dangerous little squad there. I still think we're like the underdogs, even though like they're saying the Knicks should be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
I think that without Mitch and Hart playing good, I can't say he didn't play it horribly, but it's not Hart's job to really score anyway.
Right. Yeah.
It'd be nice if like he get 5 seconds left on the shot clock and he's confident enough to take it.
It'd be nice if he would shoot. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
It's something he just doesn't shoot it.
Won't shoot it. That's the most frustrating thing with me. You know what I mean? And
just put it up there.
And it's, to me, it's okay to have like that one thing with every guy, because I do. I'm one of those guys. I have one thing with every guy that frustrates the hell out of me. Every single one of them. It's one. Like, you do that one thing. It's just why I ought to. It's for me. That's what it is. It's really frustrating. He gets the ball, and he'll be wide open, and he head fakes, and he looks around, and that immediately once he does that, the defense wins.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that it's very, very frustrating to watch. But that's the only time he bothers me. You know what I'm saying?
But I just still don't understand these NBA players in the offseason what they're working on. Like I
Well,
feel
no,
like Josh
the
Hart.
thing with Josh, his finger was broken, and he was supposed to get surgery. He didn't get the surgery. If he did get the surgery, it would have taken him longer to come back. So I think that's what it was. He wanted to be here for the chemistry of the team. He didn't. He still has that splint on his finger. On
These
his
dudes
shoe.
got trainers. You got to be a shooter. Like you could just like you don't have to be the best shooter.
No.
You should be a reliable shooter.
Yeah,
Man, shoot like Sean Marion if you have to.
But wide open
Right.
shots, any NBA player should be able to take
yo, and that's the thing.
uncontested.
We're talking about wide open shots. That's the only thing that bothers me. If it's
And they
wide
let him
open,
because they know he ain't got it.
right?
Yeah.
Like I don't care if you miss because like I say all the time, even when I'm playing 2K with guys, if you get the ball and you're wide open and you don't shoot it, the defense says, all right, he's scared immediately. So they're more prone to sag off of you, like because you're just not going to. We know you're not going to shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? So with me, I've always been the kind of person. I don't care if I don't care if you're gonna miss or you think you're gonna miss. Take the shot because at the end of the day, I want the defense to know you're going to take the shot. Like you know what I mean? I don't want the defense to feel like they can relax or they can rest off of you. I don't care if you're gonna miss, but if you automatically don't shoot it, those 2 to 3 seconds after you're not shooting it, it literally limits our offense, and it's really terrible. Dylan, talk to me about Josh Hart coming back, man. I know you stepped away for a second. Talk to me how you feel about it.
Yep. Yeah, so with Hart being back, I mean, it's good to see that he is back because, I was worried about how much time he'd miss. But one thing that, you guys were pointing out the finger, right? I mean, you could just tell that the shot isn't there. And I don't know if it will be there realistically. If the finger is going to be that messed up and it's going to bother him that much, I can't really say how well he's going to shoot. And that makes me wonder if the surgery for that finger will be the better option. But at the same time, you still need him on the floor. So I respect him for trying to play through it. And, obviously one game does not tell the full story. He's, still trying to get himself back into game shape. He missed all those preseason games. He's still got time to figure it out. But, down the road, we'll really see just how much that specific injury is affecting him. I think the back thing is kind of going to be like a non-issue moving forward. I mean, obviously it's a serious injury. He missed all those preseason games, but if he was able to play last night, I would like to think moving forward that's not going to be something I'm worried about. I'm more worried about the finger. That's the one thing that I'm really going to be thinking about for the rest of the year. But, injuries aside, I do want to talk about his play. I thought he looked really good last night, despite the poor shooting. The 14 rebounds in 19 minutes. I mean, that's absurd. You don't see many guys, period, do that. Nevertheless, a 6'4" guard. You don't ever see that. So, seeing him still show that hustle and that energy and all that stuff that he showed all throughout last year and all the other times he's been with the Knicks, that's just great to see. It's good to see that he's, able to just come back and instantly provide an impact because, those rebounds made such a huge impact. I mean, the rebounding disparity last night against Boston was off the charts. I mean, they out-rebounded him in total by nearly 20, but they had like 21 offensive rebounds or something like that. That's insane. That is an insane figure. I know Boston was playing a very small
21.
team and
21.
they didn't have, a super large lineup or whatever that Boston was out there with. But either way, 21 offensive rebounds, that's insane. When you got a guy like Hart who's able to go out there and just crash the glass and, get all those rebounds and stuff and make plays for the rest of the guys, that's huge. And it goes a long way. That's why we have so much energy when he is out there on the floor. And I think a bench role is perfect for him. He's an energy guy. He's a spark plug. It makes perfect sense to have him in a bench role in the role he was in last night. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else he can provide as he gets more comfortable, gets back into rhythm and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think it also makes sense. I'm sorry. It makes sense also that if you put off that the surgery for a finger, if you're not a shooter, you're like, I can still get rebounds and do all this other stuff.
Right.
If he's able to do all the other stuff, then I'm with you on that. Then you might as well put it off.
14 rebounds in 19 minutes. I put it off until
it's just, if it's more so if that other stuff that we just outlined does become less effective, if he becomes a less effective playmaker or a less effective rebounder or whatever it may be, then that's something you got to think about because sure, the shooting is whatever because he was never an aggressive shooter to begin with. I mean, we saw last year he never took shots. But either way, you don't want him to be a complete non-threat. So it's just something you got to think about. But that's something we can look at, maybe after he's played 10 games or something like that. And we have a bit of a sample size to kind of really draw out because one game doesn't tell the full story. Like I said, who knows? Maybe he comes out next game and he shoots the lights out. or something like that. Which we've seen him do it before. I know he doesn't do it often, but we have
in
seen
the
him do it
playoffs.
before.
Yeah,
So,
Right.
yeah, in the playoffs. So who
Yeah.
knows? Something like that could happen. But
Yeah.
overall, I mean, it's encouraging to see that he is at least able to be back out now with that whole back issue, and that we can kind of put that past us, I guess, if you want to put it that way, because
it's something that you didn't want to linger, and luckily it was something that we saw happen. It wasn't something like, oh, he's been experiencing back spasms. Like that's when you get concerned with the back. But him after landing the way he did, and for that to be the trigger, all right, cool. Like
I'm actually more concerned about the back. For someone who has a herniated disc,
I know
back,
you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
back stuff is like it doesn't ever really go away.
Yeah.
You have to work on that all the time, especially you know how it is in basketball. You hit somebody, you turn a certain way, you land on your back. That could be. I just remember Larry Bird. Yes, I'm giving away my age, but Larry Bird used to lay. He didn't sit on the bench. He would sit on the floor and lay on his back. Like it was just like that back injury thing is kind of like it that lingers. Like the finger thing.
You remember watching those games?
Huh?
You remember watching those games?
Yo, you act like young in here, man. I'm young. I'm only 23, man. I feel like
you remember watching that?
Dre was like, huh?
Oh my god!
Watching those games.
My fault,
I was really young, but I remember that was the discussion they were saying. Larry Bird's back. He would literally lay on his back, and like in front of the bench.
That's crazy.
But
I see Dre had a hand. Yeah, that's
what do you mean?
That's funny.
It's funny. Handheld. That's a whole other. You used to get those, but anyway, that's a whole other.
That's funny. Yeah. So,
but I know. You said that it was Dylan, that it was that he not. That's probably a non-issue. But back, anytime I hear back, I'm like, oh man, that could be like
because
exactly what I was worried about too. And like you just said, injuries do linger. I mean, talking from experience myself, I'm not a pro athlete, but I did sprain my ankle a couple months ago, and I still feel some mild pain from time to time. So it's. You feel that stuff like that does linger, but at some point it becomes more about pain tolerance and pain management. And I guess with Hart, that's probably the situation now. It's about how is he going to manage that pain. And
it's just these athletes, they have the advantage of having the staff that they have, whether they get in that ice stuff and all of those different things. And these people know what they're doing.
They have world-class trainers and world-class doctors while we have urgent care.
Hey, yo, it's not even funny. That's the real deal. My mom used to send me outside and go get that game. That was, she used to send me out with pennies. Like, yo, go get me. My mom had those little Reese's peanut butter cups, the little ones. They used to be a nickel. So, yeah, I do remember that. You think
that's crazy.
That's dead serious.
Mom was always sending us to the store. Well, she was sending me to the store because the value of the dollar had rose by then, so it was a little bit different.
Yeah, so
compared to
it was really a nickel. Them little Reese's, them drinks was really a nickel.
It might have been like a 20-year difference between us, between the.
I think I was going out to the store before you was born, Josh. Yeah.
No, I mean with that, Dre. Listen, Dre's only 9 years older than me, y'all. I'm just messing with him. He's only
so at 9 years old. Go to the store and get me the Reese's. She used to give me little pennies, nickels. It's like, can I have one?
Yeah, that's really right. Oh, where's Toon? Oh, there you go. He's back.
I'm right here.
Well, I hate when oh, there you go.
I hate when Toon. Oh, there you go. You're so stupid. Toon, talk to me real quick about the Josh Hart. We were on this topic for a little bit long. It's 1:19. An hour and 19 minutes we've been on. We got a couple more topics to hit, so let's try to run through this a little bit faster.
Nah, I already talked about Josh. The 14 rebounds, 19 minutes. I mean, I love the hustle, love the grit.
He's a machine.
Dennis Rodman reincarnated. Yeah, that's all you can ask for. That's it. Especially coming from him. I just wish he would shoot more, like we all said, because he came in the league as like not a top 3-point shooter, but he was shooting a three when he was with the Lakers and when he was with New Orleans, but. It is what it is. I'll take what we got right now. So,
yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's his first game back. Josh is Josh. He'll warm back up. Rick, talk to me real quick, man.
I mean, I keep thinking about the Dennis Rodman interview during the Last Dance when he was describing how he would predict where each rebound was going to go, and I thought that was hilarious. But when I think of Josh Hart, I think of the same thing. It's not that he is like tall or faster than anybody. I think he's just really good at predicting where the ball is going to go and finding himself exactly there where he needs to be to position himself to get that rebound. Because 14 rebounds in the amount of time that he plays is unheard of. Like, he has more rebounds than everybody else on the entire team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, props to him. I hope he can keep it up. But that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, it's wild when you see that happen. It's crazy because I knew he had a lot of rebounds. You watched the game, you saw he had a lot of rebounds. Yeah. But then when I saw he had 14, I said, "What? When did that happen?"
Exactly.
You got it.
I'm telling you, there was a point in that game. It seemed like he was coming down with every rebound.
But every
and I was
rebound.
like, "Where was he?"
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Dre, tell him about the Maytag man and getting ice and milk delivery.
Yo, Xavier, you got to be a certain age to know about it.
You got to be a certain age to know about it.
Those bottles that was when the bottles of milk was glass. You get the glass bottle.
That's funny. That's funny. Oh man. So real quick, man, let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. I know Toon did want to talk to the people. This is gonna be the Toon segment.
Man. Oh yeah. Give him center floor.
We'll give you center floor for this one, man. So go ahead.
Put him in the middle on top of the Knicks symbol.
Talk about your boy. Talk about your boy.
I mean, I said it only game 2 of this. I mean, we got to see 3 games, but I'll formally apologize because I'm a man of integrity and accountability. I'll apologize, Tyler, if you're watching. You're probably not, but I apologize. I know you're doing your accounting job right now, prepping for Monday. But I want to apologize because you have stepped up. You have shown aggressiveness on the offense and defensive side of the ball.
They wasn't giving them no minutes last year.
Facts.
No, they weren't. And but you still wasn't showing. Not you, Dre. He wasn't showing no aggressiveness when he was
Dre
playing.
wasn't showing it either.
You definitely got to blame Tibbs because Tibbs is like, not to bring him up again, but he has the 2K mindset, no injuries, no fatigue on, go out there and go play. If you get injured, that's your ass when you get back to the locker room. You eating nothing but tobacco and watching game film for the whole weekend. That's all you're doing. But yeah, so I definitely want to apologize to him. He has about like 3 games that he can mess up with me before I, get back and put my foot on his neck again. But keep it up. Keep it up. That's all I gotta say. Just be aggressive.
Let me tell you something about Kobe, man. He's another one that you can see how special that kid is. But he's got to get the minutes in there to like for you to see. It's not even fair to say 3 games and like he's a kid. He just got in. He wasn't getting minutes. He's got some stars ahead of him, so he's not going to get the minutes. I think he's going to get more minutes this year because of our coach. And I think you hating on Kolek is because of our coach last year, like you just mentioned. Like he doesn't play kid. You know what I'm saying? I think there was some minutes that he should have. But these guys are running down. But this kid knows how to move the basketball. I like the way he passes. This kid's he's got great instinct.
It was never the passing of the ball because his IQ is good. It's just his aggressiveness. Like when it
you
came
need minutes
to
get to figure that out. He's just got into the NBA. Like you need minutes to figure out how aggressive you can be, what you could get away with. You know what I mean? You gotta give him a little bit of grace.
I agree.
Like you gotta have but my thing is like this, like being a ball player, like you gotta be aggressive because it's like if somebody knows you're not gonna shoot the ball, they're gonna give you about 5-10 feet. And they already know, like, listen, that ball's coming out your hands and going somewhere else. So I don't really need to play up on you. I don't respect your 3-point shot. I don't respect your shot. He should shoot more. Just simple as that.
Which he has been doing.
Yeah, which he has been doing. But that's it. Just shoot more. Drive to the basket. Don't be afraid to get an elbow to the head. I mean, it is what it is. You
don't think Coach last year was like, listen, I don't got you out there for all that. Get past the rock.
I mean, most definitely.
Yeah,
most definitely.
I think the thing with Yeah, go ahead, Rick. Go ahead, Rick.
Are we forgetting that he was playing in the G League also?
He was playing in the G
He
League.
he won the championship over there, and there was some nights where he played, and he had plenty of minutes over there, and he still
And he had
played.
20-some points a game or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah, he was doing his thing, and the same night he came and he played in the NBA on the big stage. So
Yeah.
he had opportunities where he could play, but he was timid, and he when you know you're not getting a lot of minutes, you go out there, you got to show off. You got to put it all in.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing it, so I can understand why people would.
Or you just worried that you're gonna do something wrong, so you don't want to like play wrong or do
whatever it is, whatever
Yeah,
it
you
is.
gotta-
you gotta
showing
be
off.
it's his
fearless,
first
though.
year.
Yeah.
First year, 2-way contract.
So I mean,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
knew he was special, but again, then that's when you can say, all right, the coach wasn't giving him minutes, but he did see some play time.
Talk to me, Dylan, about what you've seen so far with Tyler, just within the first 2 games and the preseason, of course.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the first 2 games, he already looks more comfortable than he did last year. The system definitely fits him much better than what Tom Thibodeau's system did for him. And just the fact that Mike Brown is playing him. I mean, Tom Thibodeau refused to play Kolek for a lot of the year, and so he kind of had no choice, right? So when you see that Mike Brown's already giving him an opportunity and he's actually playing well in the opportunity, that goes a long way because we actually might need him a little bit this year after Malcolm Brogdon decided randomly out of the blue to retire.
Yeah.
Because Brogdon was going to be our backup point
What was
guard.
that about?
And then once
I
he was
need
once
to know
he
the
was
background
gone,
story of that, though.
Oh, I
Yeah,
got the
I-
background story of that. I got the background story.
You
of
know
that.
it?
Nah,
Yeah, I know it.
let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it after Dylan's
So,
done.
so,
no,
uh-huh.
let him go
yeah.
ahead. Let him
No,
go
no,
ahead.
no,
I'll
no,
continue my point after.
because I guarantee you, it's a joke.
I
No,
want to hear it.
this is
Hurry up with the
real
story,
life.
man. Let me hear it.
This
Too.
is- So what happened was this. What happened? So what happened was after that loss in the preseason, Mike Brown went to that locker room and was all in their ass like hemorrhoids. This is my last pause. This is my last one. I'm not gonna say no more. And then it was a couple words being thrown around, and Malcolm Brogdon said, "Listen, I'm not doing suicides for the whole practice. I'm not doing that." Before he tried to pull a Coach Carter. I'm not doing that. So he's like, you know what? I retire. I'm done.
Listen, I truly think something happened within the first. That I think between the travel between Abu Dhabi and just the waking up and doing this every day, like I think I heard a report that there was already he was already having questions about doing this every single day again, and him having the drive to wake up and do this practice.
It's interesting because he looked like he felt like that. Like he looked
he
old.
did look.
Yeah,
he
you
looked
could-
like
yeah,
he was
you
like,
could-
all right,
you
I'm
could
You
done.
know, in the games he played that he was a step slow. He
He was a
didn't
step
look,
slow.
Yeah.
like obviously we kind of expected that because he's dealt with all the injuries and he's also getting older, but he just didn't look right, And
Yeah.
you would think maybe maybe it's just preseason, maybe he's just warming up or whatever, but no, nothing was going right for him. He didn't look the type of point guard I guess we were anticipating having him off the bench, and maybe just maybe Kolek might have won that spot over him in preseason, which prompted Brogdon to retire. Because if we remember, Kolek did have that one game where he had 20 points or something like that and looked really good. He was shooting the ball well. He was moving it well. The offense was flowing when he was on the floor. I know they lost the game that he had 20 points, but still, it goes a long way in those decisions because at the end of the day, it was widely assumed that Brogdon was going to be the backup point guard, right? I think pretty much everybody assumed that was going to be the case. But he was on a non-guaranteed deal. So at the end of the day, Mike Brown could have easily turned around and been like, "Nah, I don't want to keep him. I don't think he's meant for this roster. He's meant for the rotation." Or maybe he could have stuck around but not played, which would have been pointless because then we would have had to trade somebody. So when it's all said and done, I'm kind of it's almost like a blessing in disguise in a way because if Brogdon would have started the year with us and then retired mid-season after we had already gotten rid of somebody to make room for him, that would have been bad. We would have been really shorthanded in the backcourt or wherever other position of a guy we might have traded. Like if we traded Dottier, for example, we would have been shorthanded in the wings. So at the end of the day, it's like, did we want him to retire? Maybe not at the time, but when you really look at it from a deeper scope and see that maybe Brogdon wasn't going to play a whole bunch and that Kolek might just be the better option because he is growing as a player, then maybe that was meant to happen that way. And maybe at the end of the day, Brogdon just realized himself that, hey, I don't got it anymore. I just don't feel like myself. It's not working out. It's not going the way I thought it would go. And he decided to retire. And I respect him for at least doing it when he did, instead of, hurting the organization by doing it mid-season when we would have, like I said, if we would have already gotten rid of someone to make room. So there's a lot of different things. But to kind of segue back into Kolek specifically, I'm encouraged by the first 2 games by what he's done. I know he hasn't played a whole bunch and that there's been some, up and down moments, but overall it looks a lot more fluid than he did last year. Last year it was, his minutes, like, you felt like there were some good moments, but you felt like there was also some times where he was kind of just hard to play. But now he actually kind of has a bit of a role, and I think that's important for him to have. If he has a bit of a defined role, then that can help him grow as a player, can help him develop more skills and stuff. And as Rick said, he was in the G League, so he's got some experience already playing a lot. And obviously it's different from the G League to the NBA, but still, playing in those G League reps does help, because when you're not playing at all in the NBA like he did last year, you got to get reps in some way other than practice, and those G League reps are helpful. We got to also remember Kolek's not like he's like 24, I believe. He's young, but he's not like, he's not like a 19-year-old kid. He's a bit of a mature person, and he played in college for a while, so his game grows as he gets older, and I think the more experience he sees, the more playing time he gets, the better he'll look. And I think the next step for him is really to just become a more assertive scorer. We know the playmaking's there. We know he can, dish the ball. We know he can move it around. I want to see him score a lot more. I think he has that in him. I really do. I just want to see it actually come to fruition and actually show it on the court. But that's really what I got to say about Kolek. So far, it's been an encouraging 2 games, and I'm hoping that it continues moving forward.
Yeah, man. I think a lot of the, reaching back to the Malcolm Brogdon conversation, I think a lot. He's a good guy. He's just a good guy, and I think that played into the decision. Because, like you said, I think he realized, like, listen, man, like, I'm barely making it here, and I'm gonna be taking a roster spot from a guy who really wants to make a roster spot and change their career. And he just seems like the kind of guy who would literally say, you know what, let me not be the guy to hinder this guy's career just so I could get one more year. So like Xavier said, to get one more year to get his lifetime insurance benefit at the 10 years, man. That's you don't really see that. You know what I mean? But I mean, I also respect him for that, because that shows you, like, listen, man, this is not about money for me.
It's also tough mentally on a player when you just don't have it anymore. When you've dealt with the amount of injuries that he's dealt with and stuff like that, and he's not the same player that he was even just 2 years ago when he won Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah.
That takes a toll mentally on a player. And I read stuff that, it was a mental and physical thing that just wasn't driving him anymore to be the same player that he once was. Obviously, the injuries limit that, but when you're not feeling like your old self and mentally you're like, I know I don't have it anymore, that can, hinder him as a player. And maybe if that was the case, I don't want that on my team. I don't want someone who's not confident in themselves on my team. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. It's not a shade at Malcolm Brogdon. I respect his decision that he made. But, trying to win a championship. So we need guys who are bought in and confident in themselves. And I think, as we were just discussing, Kolek really wanted that spot. You could tell by the way he played in those preseason games. He was motivated. He definitely was motivated because he was aware of the roster situation. He knew somebody was going to have to go if Brogdon was in fact going to stay, because they were going to keep Shamit. They were going to keep him around. So someone had to go. And he was one of those guys that was constantly mentioned as someone who might have had to go. And, they ended up keeping him, which I think was the right decision ultimately at the end of the day. And I just hope it pays off. That's really all I got.
Yeah, man, I definitely. The thing about Kolek is he's a lot like Jalen in a lot of ways in terms of what he's able to do. I'm not saying that he plays like he's another Jalen Brunson, but just in what he's able to do, like even this year, starting to see how he gets.
You can tell you can tell observing him is helping him.
Yes, sure. and he absolutely takes a lot of notes from Jalen Brunson, because he's getting to the basket a lot more, a lot easier, with way more confidence. You see a lot of these 1 foot, one hand layups, same foot, same hand layups. I mean, because he's starting to see Jalen, you get to the basket almost at will. And Kolek is not slow. He has handle. He can really get to the basket. He can really do a lot of the things that Jalen can do. He's not Jalen, but he's realizing what he can do with what he has.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see him implement that. He's, pulling up for three when guys are sagging off him a little bit, and just being a little bit more aggressive. And if he just continues to add that aggressive mentality, that confidence to his game, I think the sky's the limit for the kid. He can be a really, really good backup for this league. I think he can be like our TJ McConnell in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the kind of guy that you want to have off your bench, off your to back up your main guy, because like you said, it was Malcolm Brogdon, and once you remove him from that equation, what other guy do you have there you can trust with the ball in their hands? And it starts to get a little scary. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to see a lot of what I saw in the summertime with Kolek, because we see those summer videos and we're like, all right, well, let me see it during the year.
Yeah, exactly.
He's starting to do it during the year. And that's what you want to see. And he was with Chris Brickley all year, all summer, just putting in work.
That's the other thing I wanted to mention about that.
Yeah. What'd you say, Dre?
Go ahead.
Usually, I always say like that first year, you're coming in there, bright lights, whatever the case, and it's just like sometimes you just need that off season. You need to look at the tape. You need to look at yourself and say, "Oh man, I should have." Because like in the middle of the season, you're not like you're adjusting from game to game. You're not going to get minutes. Whatever the case may be. I feel like that. Just like same thing with Bridges.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That one season, and it's just like, oh man, like this year I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. I think sometimes they need that break, they need that summer, they need to hear what everybody's saying about what they did that summer, or just reevaluate and then just come back strong that next year. And I feel like that's what's happening with Tyler Kolek. I think he sees the opportunity he has in New York. If he gets the minutes, I think he's gonna have the time, because he could have had some great games last year too. But he's gonna get the time. If anybody could do better, they have the time. But I think he's a special cat. I think the way he sees the floor, I think is really special. With the off season, him and Bridges, I think they're both coming back stronger this year, and I think it's going to be really effective for the team. I think they're going to help the team out a lot. It's exciting to see. I'm excited to see how they're going to look mid-season form, how that's going to look.
And I'm glad you brought up the minutes thing. I'm glad you brought up the minutes thing, because I was just going to say the biggest thing for him to really grow is consistency. He needs to have a consistent role. He needs to obviously play consistently, but his role needs to be consistent. If he's in and out of the rotation, if he's sitting games out a bunch of times or playing spot minutes and getting subbed out after one mistake or one turnover, that's not going to help him grow. It's not. The guy, like I said, he's not a 19-year-old kid. He's 24 years old. He's, is a mature guy. He has to get consistent minutes or a consistent role in some way, whether it's, I don't know, he could play like 10 minutes for all I care each night, but at least it's a consistent 10 minutes. When
he expects those minutes, he knows he's going to perform.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. He knows when he's going to come in the game. He knows what role he's going to be playing. He knows who's going to be on the floor with him for the most part. So that stuff's important. If he can have a role like that, if Mike Brown can give him that kind of role, then he'll thrive. He will grow. He will continue to grow. Obviously, like I said, I don't expect Mike Brown to be playing 11 guys each night, but, judging off these first two games, I do think Kolek is going to be seeing the floor quite a bit, whether it'll be for 10 to 15 minutes, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, depends how he's playing. But so far, it's been so good, so I don't see why he all of a sudden wouldn't be playing any minutes.
Yeah. And we're talking about a guy who's he's deep in the Final Four. He constantly played big games in college.
He's the NCAA assist leader too.
Yeah, assist leader. Like, the guy is a baller. He's a certified gamer. Like, he doesn't play. Like, this is not him not playing. And I guarantee you, if we traded Tyler Kolek, some other team would have put him on the floor and we would have been pissed off. Guaranteed. Because he has a lot of the tools that we've been asking for a long time. It's just when you have a guy named Jalen Brunson ahead of him, he's going to take 7/8 of those minutes that are there. You know what I'm saying? Like, as good as he is, there's only about 10 to 15 minutes a game for Tyler Kolek. But once he learns how to maximize those 10 to 15 minutes, they're going to have to add more minutes for that, for him to be able to contribute to this team. As long as he can start to get into the groove that he's been in recently and just stay there and continue to just deliver pocket passes to guys. Like, it's kind of crazy the kind of passes he delivers and how sharp. Like, even Cat wasn't ready for some of these passes that he was dropping off to him. You know what I'm saying? So these guys got to get used to Kolick. He's got to get used to
he's
him.
got a good feel for the court and a good
Yes.
feel for how the game
Mhm.
flows, and
Yep.
that's important.
And like I said, a lot of big time games in college. He's just like Jalen. So those are the kind of guys you want on your court on your bench. You know what I mean? So I'm really what I can say is confident in his ability to be one of the best backup point guards that we have in this league within the next couple of years, because he just has all of the tools to be that kind of guy. It's gonna take a minute. He's gonna have to get minutes in order to do it. But as we've seen within the first 2 games alone, Mike Brown trusts this guy.
The other side to it, there's going to be a game that Jalen Brunson misses, whether it's an injury
Yes.
or whatever the case. There's going to be games where our starting point guard is not going to be there, or he needs rest minutes. So Kolick is going to get more minutes, or Deuce McBride may not be there, or whatever the case may be. So he needs these minutes so we can be confident.
Yeah.
The team can be confident. Like you said, Karl Anthony Towns wasn't even expecting some of them passes. They need to get used to his style of play when he's on the floor and how that's going to affect. So I think that is a big plus for him to get these minutes, so that now we know what we're getting out of Tyler Kolick on a day-to-day basis. If you just have to scale it up a few minutes per game if somebody's out or something like that.
Yeah, man. So I mean, that's pretty much what we've been asking from Tibbs for a long time. Like, just play these guys. You don't know what they can contribute. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are talented. And it's just at the end of the day, you're the voice of the team, and the guys will move as how you say. If you want to tell him that he's not going to play because Jalen's going to play a majority of his minutes and you're only going to play 8 guys, that's going to be his mentality. Cool. All right. Well, if I know, no matter how hard I work, I'm not going to play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So boom, you set the tone automatically as the coach there. Once you do whatever you do, however you coach, that is the tone you set. So, I mean, all you got to do is, to me as a coach, all you have to do is just trust the guys. It's really not that deep. Trust the guys. You're not going to win every game. A lot of these games, you don't need to be playing these guys anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of games you're playing guys when you're down by 20 and it's 3 minutes in the game. Why are the starters still in the game? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, at this point, you've run them into the dirt. Even if they can come back, it's lucky because they don't have anything. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to change it up. And one thing that they've definitely changed is the pace. The pace has been completely different. The pace starts on defense. So it goes back to what I was saying earlier in the show is, how is it that they look like a better defensive team now when they, I swore that we had a defensive coach for the last 4 years. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird. So when you see a guy like Mike Brown come in here and all he talks about is offense and pace on offense, and they come in and the defense looks better, it's kind of like, wait, what the hell happened? What changed?
But I mean, you remember that there was a steep drop off when we got Jalen Brunson. Well, I shouldn't say that. There was a steep drop off when he switched to more of an offensive mindset, because he was defensive when he first got here.
Yes.
But then when he was like, oh, we got some people who can score. All right, let's shift and let's set things up to the defensive intensity was lessened.
Yeah, it definitely was.
I did miss that.
Yeah,
but I do love, and then there was a couple of sequences that I saw in both games that, like, just the 3-4 passes, get to the open man, and then get an easy shot, and I loved it. I was like, this is what I thought that OKC does well. Why I thought we struggled with Indiana is because they passed the ball in such a smooth way that their team is expecting it and their team knows exactly what to do with it. So having this, and I was thinking this during the game too, having this as the mindset and the setup in New York, I think is just going to be great, because I saw it a couple of times and it was beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of, what I was kind of looking to is the pace has jumped. So starting with the pace, of course. Last year, what were we? Bottom 5 in the league in pace. I think at certain points it was even worse than that. But right now, as it stands within the first 2 games, of course, to us it seems like it's an astronomical difference, but we're now sitting at 23rd in pace in the NBA. So it might seem like we're playing a lot faster, and we are, but there's still another notch that we can take it to. But just from the first 2 games, for you to already jump, you know what I'm saying, a couple positions from where you were. Like, how many teams is there in the league? 32?
32.
So, yeah, 32 teams. So for you to jump from there to 23rd, from the bottom 5 to 23rd, just within 2 games, and pretty much having a lot of the same personnel, there's a pretty big chance that can continue, that can snowball. And that's kind of what I've been looking for more than anything. It's just the pace, because it's so easy to guard a team when you let them walk the ball up the court every single time, and you just guard them in the half court. I think what's been happening is the defense has led a lot of what we've been seeing, is because guys are just out in the break. Last night, I think it was 18-0 in fast break points. They didn't have the Celtics did not have a fast break point last night. Now, a lot of that is a Celtic issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna have to worry about that. But what I'm looking at is that is our style of play. Whether we get 18-0 every single time, I don't really care. I'm just looking at the style of how we run, and to me, it looks like this is going to be something that can get a lot better. And a lot better and a lot better. And like Xavier Marshall said, bottom 5 and still made a deep run. Like, that's scary. And I think that's what we're starting to see within those first 2 games. The difference is that you're going against the Cavs and you're going against the Celtics, 2 teams like we didn't beat at all last year. You know what I mean? And then within the first 2 games, we getting rid of them. Now, of course, injuries to both teams, the roster change up a little bit. But, I think there is a stark difference to just the pace and how we play. Even in the Cleveland game when Donovan Mitchell went on that run, I was still confident that we were going to come back and win, because it was just the play style. And like I was saying to you guys in the chat, I'm like, this guy is going to go crazy, but once he cools off, nobody else is going to be hot and they're going to lose. And that's exactly what happened, because it happens a lot with Donovan Mitchell-led teams. He's really good. He's super talented. But when he gets on hot streaks, he is the only person that touches the ball and nobody else gets hot. So I think that's the difference between having a guy like Jalen Brunson and then having a guy like Donovan Mitchell, is when Jalen Brunson gets hot, he'll still hit you with a pass every now and then. Like, you know what I mean? He makes sure guys are included in the offense. So that's all I really got to say about that one point. I want to let you guys enter in your pieces to it. Toon, talk to me about what you've seen in the pace difference so far.
The pace difference is tremendous, because when you have the defense trying to outrun the basketball, it tires them out when it comes to the offense, so it slows them down. And that's what I love the most. Guys moving around, not just standing in one spot. It's really good to see. It's really good to see. I kind of wish they could bring some of that old school Spurs basketball into this Knicks game today, but I mean, so far so good.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what we're starting to hear a lot of when we talk about ball movement. It's like, listen, man, y'all talk about ball movement, you ain't seen nothing until you see the old Spurs and what they used to do. And back in the day, that used to be boring to us.
Like hot potato.
Yeah, like that was like, all right, but we don't see nobody dribbling the ball.
Yeah. They're doing it a little bit.
That's
They're doing it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's
Every now.
Yeah. There was one sequence where the ball didn't touch the floor.
They touch the floor, yep.
Yeah,
on
the fast break, and he threw the alley-oop to Mikal. And that's kind of what you want to see is just these guys are head up and getting the ball up. The ball moves faster than everybody. So you trying to dribble through everybody with the ball, you can't be doing that. It's not gonna work. So Rick, talk to me. How you feel about the pace, man?
I love it. Like I was saying in the comment before this topic, like I love the fact that, because it's unselfish. Like when you're playing with a team and you know that you can give the ball up because you'll get it back. Maybe not on that play, but maybe in the next play, then you'll give it up freely because you just want to win. You just want the open player to get the ball to make sure your team gets on the board. So
Yeah.
I love it. I'm not gonna labor the point, but like it's great. I hope the more they do it, the better they get at it, and then it just takes us to a whole nother level.
Yeah, for sure. Dylan, what you got, bro?
Yeah, the pace and stuff as we were talking about, I think it's phenomenal. I'm already encouraged by what we've been seeing from it. You know, like as we were talking about before, last year they were one of the worst teams in terms of pace. They were one of the slowest teams in the league. You know, you never really saw the ball move a whole lot. They were also in the bottom of the league in assist numbers, 3-point shots, all that stuff. Now, you know, obviously statistically it's different, but when you just watch how they're playing, we know by the end of the year they're going to be probably a top 5 offense. They're probably going to be at least top 15 in pace, which are two things that I, you know, am happy to see because, you know, when you have two gifted offensive players in Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns, you want to maximize your offense, right? That's why we brought in Mike Brown, because we want the offense to be much better and maximize, as I just said. So if you're able to get those two guys to be bought into the system, play faster, get more threes up, and also move the ball around while also having a bunch of other talented scorers around you, such as Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Deuce McBride, etc., their offense is going to be relentless. I mean, we've seen even yesterday against Boston, that second quarter, they put up 42 points in a quarter against Boston yesterday.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was done by the bench. You know, a lot of that was on a run that the bench ignited, you know, moving the ball around and stuff. So it wasn't even just like the star players. It wasn't like your usual suspects. It was, you know, the bench guys coming in and providing a spark. So if everyone's able to, you know, play at that quick pace and make an impact while doing so, the offense is going to be tough to beat. I think the only thing we're missing at the moment is like the efficiency. The shot efficiency. I think a lot of these guys are still kind of trying to acclimate themselves to the pace a little bit, which is why some of these shots aren't going through. But the process is there. They're getting a ton of open looks, you know, from three and from the mid range and even under the basket. They're getting a lot of clean looks, a lot of them. So once they fully adapt to the pace and stuff like that, and fully adjust to the, you know, different schemes that are being thrown at them from Mike Brown, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know how many other teams are going to be able to stop the offense. I mean, there's a bunch of elite defensive teams out there, and I don't know how many of them are going to be able to fully shut down the Knicks when they're really clicking. We're 2-0 right now, and I don't think this is even close to the best version that they can be.
No,
so
not at all.
There's something that Clyde Frazier says. He says you can't move faster than the ball. So when you pass the ball, you are making a sequence that the defense has to pick their pace up in order to guard the ball. But if you're passing it consistently, you're going to get someone that's wide open. So that's what makes it such an effective system.
Yeah. Dre, sorry to leave you hanging this long, my boy. Pause.
Nah,
I got to put that one in there.
Sleep a little bit, like, you know what I mean. You got to bring it around. You got to pass the rock. We talk about moving the ball, like, you know what I mean. Like, you got to start doing the right thing around here. No, I think that everybody. I think that everybody said it all. Moving the ball, it makes it fun.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned the Spurs. I don't know if y'all used to watch those games. Y'all starting to give away your age too now. That was a while ago.
That was a while ago. Xavier talking about you. He's talking about he met David Robinson last year. How do you know who he is?
Yeah. David Robinson. Like, what you talking about? Where was you? But I think it's fun to see. It's fun to see because I think some of the frustration I had last year, you know, we talk about it was getting a little too sticky, and it gets predictable when you know that JB is going to sit there and just dribble it out, and it just seemed like the whole thing with Tibbs we were frustrated with too. It's like, call a play,
right?
You know what I'm saying? What it was this 1-on-1, and then Karl Anthony Towns, and he's just like, yo, call a play, like move the ball, and so I see it a little bit, and it's exciting to see. I'm like, ooh, or they moved it, whatever the case may be. So. Of course, it's one of those things that brings me back to the point where if Hart could shoot, you know, if he's in the corner and then you move the ball, because nobody's moving it to him to shoot, but whatever the case. But if he gets him like a little jump shot, then I think that it'll be a lot more exciting. But he's not always going to be on the floor either. So it's one of those things. 2 games, we'll see how it goes. I think 10 games in, we'll get to see a little bit more of a bigger picture of how it all works. Because I'm excited about the whole thing with the ball moving the way it has, at least a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more to see.
Yeah, so far. And even there's some action that I've seen them running with Cat at the elbow yesterday, and there's just a lot more sets that make sense than just ISO. Like, just give him the ball and have him dribble it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like I always said, like as much of a Melo fan I always say this. I hated how much everybody stood around and watched Melo.
Yeah.
It was the most frustrating thing in the world because
it's hard not to do. He's great. He's amazing.
I mean, anybody, LeBron, Kobe, all of these guys are amazing to watch, but you are not a fan.
You're on the team, man.
You're on the court. You're on the court with them. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, when coaches have these long extended periods of guys just dribbling the ball and not passing it to guys, and then to add fuel to the fire, not having any player movement off ball, because to me, you're letting the defense relax. That's one thing I've always said. When you're sitting there, the defense does not have to work hard at all. They see where everything is going. They see, okay, they're looking this way. They know exactly what to look for. But when you got guys setting off ball picks from the screen and cutting baseline, now you got to pay attention to what's going on over here. And then the play happens behind you and you don't know what's going on. That's just how basketball goes. You know what I mean? And to me, there was too much standing around and watching for the past, even since Julius Randle was here. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like, just a lot of standing around and watching. So, I personally like when there's just more ball movement, and it just the pace also has to just continue to stay as high as possible. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, this pretty much we hit all the topics. It was a lot of topics. There's even some that we missed, but it's getting really late. I do have a comment here, little on Twitter. He said, even though Cat said he didn't know what his role was, this offense is going to help Cat because last year it would be easy for him to take him out of the game because he's so involved with the play. He's always in the action, and I really like that. Exactly. And it's so hard to guard a team like this when you have so many weapons in so many different places. And all these guys are unselfish. Now, you had a bunch of selfish guys that just want to take the shot every time, it would be a little bit different. But to run a lot of these guys in different actions and to not just sit them in one spot to where they're going to be predicted and to be able to predict it, you know what I mean? It's just going to be a whole different team. So tomorrow we play the Miami Heat at 6:00 in Miami. Dylan will be in the building, so we're going to hopefully bring some of that good juju.
Dylan, you gonna run up on Bam like that fan did to Donovan in Brooklyn?
he did run on the court.
Sorry, say that again because you laughed for me, so I didn't hear what you would say. Could you say that again?
Oh, I said you gonna run up on the court and run up and square up with Bam like that fan did with Donovan in Brooklyn?
Yeah. I'm gonna be way up. I'm gonna be in the 300s, man. So that is a long trek down to the
court. You're gonna mess around and trip all the way down there. That wouldn't be cool. But yeah, man, we're gonna get to see how we look against the Miami Heat. Now, the Miami aren't the team that they were obviously before. Yeah, so this should be another victory for us, but these are also the teams that you worry about, the team that you don't have a guy that you can just game plan for. But I think if we stick to the system we've been playing, I think we get a dub. So this week we got them. Tomorrow we have the Bucks on Tuesday, and Friday we got the Bulls, man. And all away games. Tell me what y'all got. Is we going 3-0? Are we gonna end up 5-0 after
3-0
this run?
3-0.
3-0? You got Dre got 3-0. Rick, what you got?
I mean, Miami 3.
3-0? No, I mean 3-0 from Miami.
Oh,
Milwaukee,
out of the next 3?
Yeah.
Milwaukee
Chicago.
and Chicago. Yeah, I think we could pull out 3.
3-0. You say 3-0. Dylan, you got 3-0?
Yes,
3-0. 3-0. You got 3-0?
We're taking a dub tomorrow.
That's a dub. You got what about you, Toon? You got for the next 3 games, we going 3-0? We're gonna end up 5-0?
You know me, I take it one game at a time. But in hindsight, I can see that.
Yeah. Okay. Or foresight.
In hindsight, you could see that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's not wrong.
I'm sorry.
Listen. I got him, bro. I got him.
In hindsight, he would definitely see that.
Come on, man.
In hindsight, he could see that we'd win 3 games in the future. Got it.
Listen, I said I had his back.
I told y'all, it's public education.
It's public education. Listen, man, I got us going 3-0 for the next one. I give him the Jalen 3. You know what I'm saying? I got those. We should be 5-0 at the end of this week, and then we'll see you guys next weekend. Maybe during the week we might. I got to get Joe on, man. I know Joe has a lot to say. He's got some whiskey to pour up and talk about it. But yeah, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Dylan, let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, you can find my personal Twitter is just my name. You could type in Dylan Backer and it should come up as Dylan Backer ESM is my handle. For Fireside Knicks, same thing. You could type in Fireside Knicks. That's the page I run. You can find that on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, pretty much everywhere. And yeah, that's where you can find all my stuff. And also I write articles for EmpireSportsMedia.com, so you can check that as well. I write articles about the Knicks, covering them pretty much every single day. So you can check that out too if you guys want. And yeah.
Dope, bro. Appreciate you coming on, man. I know it's a bit of late notice. I had a lot of stuff going on, but appreciate you for still coming on, bro. Man. Of course. Yeah, and Raul said regarding Tunes comment, he said hindsight, mine right,
all right.
Knicks 3-0.
Yep. Thank you, Raul. That's what we're supposed to do.
Hindsight, mine right, all right.
Knicks 3-0.
No.
And then he said, "Go get the caffeinated Joe back on." Joe was having a good time with his drink that he poured up. Xavier Master said, "You guys are doing great. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming out as always, Xavier. If you're still here, hit that like and subscribe. If you're on Twitter, jump over real quick to the Guard Up Knicks YouTube page. I'm trying to hit 1K. Let's get these guys to 1K. We're about at like 520 something, man. We've been jumping up for recently. Help us out. You know what I mean? That's all we ask for. I don't ask you for no money. And just hit us with a like and then subscribe and then ring that bell so you're notified when we go live, man. Thank y'all for tuning in once again to the Guard Up Knicks podcast, y'all. Peace.
Pass the mic to a killer, he get the slaying. I'm Kakarot, all of my bros is Super Saiyan. We stacking blocks, protect the basket, you in the playing. We at the Mecca, hit the game winning shot like I'm Jalen. Manifesting energies, praying for my enemies. Taking vacays in the keys, working on our synergy. Changing up my wardrobe, never my identity. Smoke until I gotta